We have come again to this next class. I want to continue with chapter 16. The last time we had a class together, I was doing quadrilaterals and their properties, chapter 16 from the Innovative Maths book. And I want to continue. We studied the properties of parallelograms the last time, and as I concluded that session, I did exercise 16.2 question 1. I want to continue with your Innovative Maths book, exercise 16.2. Question 4. It says, if the perimeter of a parallelogram is 21 centimeters and the adjacent sides are in the ratio 3:4, find the sides of the parallelogram. So perimeter of parallelogram 21 centimeters, ratio of sides, adjacent sides is 3:4. Now what do we have here? A parallelogram. In a parallelogram, the adjacent sides are given in that ratio, but we know opposite sides are equal. We know opposite sides are equal. So what do we have? We have the sides of the parallelogram as 3x, 4x, 3x and 4x. Opposite sides are equal. So when we add, we get 21 centimeter, the ratio. 14x is equal to 21 centimeter, x is equal to 21 by 14, 3 by 2 centimeters, or 1.5 centimeters. Now once we know that, we can answer the question, find the sides. Therefore the sides are 3 into 1.5 centimeters, 4 into 1.5, 6 centimeters. These are the adjacent sides, and we know the opposite sides are equal. So that is your answer for question 4. I was earlier prepared to teach you from the Concise Maths book, but I have been informed, as your feedback is, that I should do more questions from the Innovative Maths book. So I am doing more questions from there. Now moving on, question 6. Question 6. What does question 6 say? Two adjacent sides of a quadrilateral are equal. I want to write it down because I want to show you something. The question is asking you, what type of quadrilateral is this? Two adjacent sides of a quadrilateral. Now I want you to pay attention to this note or this point that I am giving you. Exercise 16.2 is based on parallelograms. So when I read this question in the exercise, I don't just remember quadrilateral, I also would like to remember parallelogram. Now two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are equal. Let me draw the diagram. Two adjacent sides are equal. We know opposite sides are equal, but two adjacent sides are equal, and we know. So what has happened is, we have a parallelogram with all sides equal. I have told you, don't just look at it as a quadrilateral in the question, look at it as a parallelogram. So we have a parallelogram with all sides equal. So what is the answer? Such a parallelogram is called a rhombus. Question 7. Question 7. This is from your innovative maths book. Two adjacent angles of a quadrilateral are equal. Again, adjacent angles of a quadrilateral are equal. As highlighted before, I would like you to see this question a little differently. Don't just look at it as a quadrilateral. Look at this question as a parallelogram, because this second exercise is on the properties of a parallelogram. So adjacent angles of a parallelogram are equal. Adjacent angles, this angle and this angle, both are equal. Both are equal. This is a parallelogram, but adjacent angles are equal. Now in a parallelogram, adjacent angles will add up to 180 degrees. So if they are equal, if angle A is equal to angle B, then it must follow angle A is equal to angle B is 90 degrees. So in a parallelogram where the adjacent angles are 90 degrees, it follows that all angles are 90 degrees. And if all angles are 90 degrees, then it is a rectangle. Question 8 next. So please be alert to this. Question 8. What does question 8 say? Two adjacent sides and adjacent angles of a quadrilateral are equal. Now again, adjacent sides and angles of a quadrilateral. I have highlighted it to you. Please don't look at it as a quadrilateral. Look at it as a parallelogram. Are equal. This is the question. Two adjacent sides and angles of a parallelogram, as I would like you to see it, are equal. So I have a parallelogram, and ABCD is given as a parallelogram, and the adjacent sides are equal, so all sides become equal. The adjacent angles are equal, so all angles become 90 degrees. So a parallelogram where adjacent sides are equal and adjacent angles are equal is called a square. Because all sides are equal, all angles are 90 degrees. Now moving on. Question 10 from exercise 16.2. Question 10. What do we have? In figure 16.2, let me draw the figure for you. It's on page 268. A, B, C, D, E, F. In the figure 16.2, to A, B, C, D and C, D, E, F are parallelograms. opposite sides parallel, in which AB is 4.4 centimeters and BC is 3.2 centimeters and CF is 2 CF. I would like to correct that and take, okay, CF is 2 centimeters. Find the lengths of AD, CD, let me write it on top, AD not known, CD not known, DE not known, and EF not known. Let us find that. Now first of all, AD. In parallelogram ABCD, AD will be equal to BC. So we have it as 3.2 centimeters. What is the reason for that? Opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Moving on to find CD. Where is CD? Here. Again in parallelogram ABCD. So CD is equal to AB, which is 4.4 centimeters. And the reason remains the same. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Trying to find DE. Where is DE? In parallelogram CDEF. In parallelogram CDEF. What do we have to find? DE. DE will be equal to CF. DE is equal to CF, and that is equal to 2 centimeters. Reason being, opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. In the same way, you can find EF. EF is equal to DC or CD, and we know CD is 4.4. So you can do this yourself. Moving on. Question 12. Of exercise 16.2. What do we have? ABCD is a parallelogram from A and B. So we have a parallelogram from A and B. Perpendiculars are drawn, AP and BQ, to meet CD or CD produce. Prove that AP is equal to prove AP is equal to BQ. AP is equal to BQ. So what we will do? In triangle ADP and triangle BCQ. In triangle ADP and BCQ, what do we have? AD is equal to BC. Why? Opposite sides of parallelogram. And again, the angle over here is equal to this angle here. Angle ADP is equal to angle BCQ. Why? Corresponding angles. And angle P is equal to angle Q is equal to 90 degrees. Why? Given according to the question. Therefore, triangle ADP is congruent to triangle BCQ. For what reason? Two angles and one side, AAS. If these two triangles are congruent, it follows AP is equal to BQ, CP, CTC, meaning corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent. I have done a few questions from there. Let us look at properties of a rhombus. Two properties I want to highlight and then go into the next exercise.